Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs. Welcome to my live quilting chat, Tipsy Tuesday. Hi everybody, welcome to our show. This is the last Tipsy Tuesday of the year. Yay! Thank you for being with us on Facebook and YouTube. And make sure to comment throughout the show because there's a giveaway at the end. So the more you comment, the better your chances are to win a $25 gift card in our store. And of course, if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe and follow our page. We have had so much fun this year and are going to have even more fun next year. You don't want to miss a show. Of course, say hi to your friends. Say Merry Christmas to everybody. Hope you all had a great Christmas. Now on today's show, we are going to recap the year and see all the amazing things, take a look back at all the amazing things that we played with and did. Tipsy Tuesday today is show number 185, which means we did 52 shows. This is show number 52 this year. And guess what that means? We did not miss a Tuesday. Yay! We've had a show every Tuesday this year. And yes, sometimes remotely, but we were here every Tuesday for 2022. Isn't that amazing?
Amazing.
It also means we never took a vacation.
Whoa.
Well, that's another thing. But I think that's amazing and just is worth a while to take a look back. I'll also just give you a little update on our retreat. And of course, look at some great new fabric in the store. But you want to stick around throughout the whole show. We have a second giveaway at the end of the show with a giveaway question, which the winner will be announced on our next show. So we always kick it off by checking out who was our winner from last week. I asked you, the giveaway question was, what is your favorite thing about retreats? And you have a winner? Our winner is Marlis. Marlis wins. Congratulations, Marlis. You are our winner. All you got to do is send us an email to help@gequiltdesigns.com. Marlis has been to all of our retreats, even did my retreats when they were in person. And her favorite thing about retreats is getting the box in the mail. I'm sure that is really pertinent to our retreats, exclusively our virtual retreats. But congrats, Marlis. I hope you had a great Christmas, and congratulations. So I wanted to just start this off really right away. Oh, yeah, you want to introduce yourself?
Hey, everybody.
Yes.
Hi, everybody. She always forgets me. She gets so caught up
yes.
in all the information.
We've got a lot to talk about today, but you are a big part of it. So let me introduce Mr. HP running the show. Of course, he's been here for 52 shows this year, too.
Whoa. Give him applause.
Obie's here too. Kind of doesn't know what to do, where to go. Just hoping that we get this over with so that he can get his dinner and a nap. But I think it's time to look back a little bit. So 52 shows, Tipsy Tuesday number 182. That's a lot. We got to do something big when we do 200 shows. So let's check out, kind of go through our year, roll it back to January, and look at our kind of what we did throughout the show. So let's start with January 2022. I started the year off by giving you some tips on managing your stash. What a great way to kick off the year, right? So how to cut it and store it in usable units. And we also kicked the year off with a Jackie quilt-along. So the Jackie quilt-along was done on our Tipsy Tuesday show. So we started in January and extended into February, of course. We had some really great Jackies. And this was just the announcement post, but we had some great Jackies. I gave you an option to do a different play on the fabrics with each block being a different background. And lots of great Jackies since. So before and during the quilt-along, I talked about some piecing accuracy, which is an older video that I did, but it's always valid. I talked about how to check your seam allowance specifically using the Perkins Dry Goods Seam Guide. And that is such a fabulous tool. If you have not heard about that, I would say check that out. So the video is on our website, and on our YouTube channel called Piecing Accuracy. And there's that beautiful little piece of acrylic that really makes it worthwhile to find that perfect scant seam allowance. So I talked about that, how to use that seam guide and how you can make it work for any machine that you're working on. So then, let's see. As the Jackie Quilt-A-Long kind of concluded, we talked a lot about quilt backs. And I went through my whole math on quilt backs, explained it to you. I tried. But I do have another video on quilt backs. So my goal is always to use the least amount of yardage possible. So that was done right in the beginning of the year. So this was kind of into February. So as we moved into March, I showed you how easy it is to make the beautiful day quilt. This was a kit, or is a kit. We still have some in stock. I explained that this is so easy because it uses a pre-printed panel. I showed you how to fuzzy cut the panels easily, and whether you use them whole or chopped up. I also showed you how to finish the piece block with just a simple hourglass block, and how easy it is to make those using your Stripology mini ruler. Later in March, we launched our Hope for Ukraine fundraiser with Miss Bonnie Hunter, of course. And as you may know, later this year, we started collecting blocks and quilts. And so I will give you an updated count on how many quilts we've shipped. I know a lot of folks have shipped their quilts directly to either donated it directly to somebody, to refugees, or sent it directly to any kind of charities that were handed out quilts. But I'm going to give you an updated of just how many we have actually passed through us. And I know that's just a small portion. But of course, we did the whole fundraising on selling the bundles, the yellow and blue bundles, and that was huge. We were able to raise a lot of money for that cause. So March was also our month of Stripology retreat. 2 sessions took place where we made the jewel quilt and the strippy stairways. This was one of those that we only had planned for 1 session. It sold out right away, so we added a 2nd session, so they were a little bit spaced apart. But here's the strippy stairways quilt that we made out of one of the colorways. Now this quilt, of course, ended up in my new Mixology 3 book. And then the jewel quilt made from the same bundle, and the same concept we're working with for next year's retreat. But these have both become very well-loved patterns that people go back to over and over again. So in April, we went to the Grammys, didn't we?
We did.
Yes, we did. We walked the red carpet. I made sure to strut the red carpet because I don't know if I'll ever get there again. Never know, right? And we had a blast, so we did that. And then we also made our perfect pairing boxes for the first time. So that was in honor of Mother's Day, and they became, of course, a huge hit, and so much of a hit that people were asking for them for Christmas. So we offered some for Christmas, which I think they're all sold out at this point. But this is definitely something we will bring back for this year or any occasions where you really want to give us something special, and just this beautiful, perfect pairing in a box with fun things. So back in May, we did a slideshow of one of my quilts from the Quilts of Iceland book, the Haldora quilts, and that particular one, you make these tiny little cute little 4 patches. And of course, whenever I make a strip set and I start making 4 patches, I just keep going because I don't want to throw away my beautiful, pretty leftovers. So there is a bonus pattern for that quilt called the Dora Runner. So I showed you how to easily make these little units. So there's the Haldora quilt, and also how to spin your seams. So I did a little tutorial on how to spin your seams on those tiny little 4 patches, because that is just really, really helpful in many, many cases. Did you have that one somewhere? There's the runner. Yeah, it's really cute and great to use up just leftover little 4 patches. So great for scrap. So moving on, in May, I also did a tutorial on how to trim rectangular blocks with your Stripology rulers. So we've done a lot of how to square up square blocks, but rectangular blocks can be tricky. So I did a little tutorial on that and showcased that with a lupin quilt and the Rocky Road, I believe. Both have rectangular blocks. Specifically, the lupin was very helpful to have that technique. So we also finished our 3rd season of Fast and Furious Club, and our last Fast and Furious Club project of season 3 was the Spring Fling Table Runner. And so I know a lot of you have missed Fast and Furious Club this past winter, but fear no more. Fast and Furious Club is coming back. So let me know in the comments if you're excited about that. We're bringing it back next fall because we just needed that little bit of a break. But I think I'm already craving to make some Fast and Furious projects. So we will be bringing it back next year. And what is Fast and Furious Club? It was a monthly club where every month I would release a brand new Quilt As You Go pattern for a small project with a video class on how to make it from start to finish. And it was a 9-month club, so we had a project every month, September through May. So we took kind of the summer off to kind of catch up. And so it's been fun to see you going back to those projects all the time. All right, so early June, I did a little episode on low volume fabrics and how to use low volume fabrics in quilts. And this was specifically done because of my spin cycle quilt, which was featured in Scrap School, which was a collaboration book. And I love using low volume prints. And of course, as you know, I love my scrappiness. So this was just a great quilt for me to use a lot of the things I've collected of all kinds of fun low volume prints like Tim Holtz and other beautiful prints. So that was in early June. Then later in the month, I showed you how I cut my fabrics, kind of always talking about my same method of organization and storage and how I deal with my leftovers. I showed you how I organize my pieces into usable pieces, and I released a free pattern called the Strippy Dippy Runner using 1.5-inch strips. So that was our free tutorial in June. Not a tutorial, a free pattern. So all of our free patterns are on our website. If you go to shop, there's a special link that says free patterns. You can go to them and make sure you have all of those beautiful, fun, quick projects on hand. So the Strippy Dippy, do we have the Strippy Dippies? We made a lot because that was one of our retreat projects. It's perfect to use up those last little strips when you're cutting up bundles. If you don't use them all, it's super quick, just a simple rail fence, but of course the Stripology rulers make all the difference. So in July, we announced our Kimberly Quilt-along, which then took place end of July. And this was kind of done in tandem with releasing the pre-orders for our book for the new Stripology Mixology 3 book. So the Kimberly Quilt-along, We had 3 versions of Kimberly. We had so many Kimberly quilts, and they are still, I'm still seeing you post those quilts, and it's just amazing. I love when I can create a pattern that people will go back to over and over again when they just want to make a quick quilt. I love that. So in August, we also did a couple of shows live from Iceland, which was so fun for having you kind of join us wherever we were. You could see bits of our tour and what we were doing. And we also launched our organizing stickers and organizing clips that I can't believe it's only been that 6 months or so, because I cannot live without these guys in my sewing room. Honestly, I use them all the time, every single time. I even go and do 10 minutes of piecing. So I can't live without them. Everything, because I usually have so many projects going on, and if you would see my area here right now, it's very messy, and you can't see it because there's too many secrets. But if you would see it, I have so many things that I'm working on at the same time, so I use those clips all the time. All right, so then we celebrated the release of the new book right in early August with previews, and we had mass book signings. I don't even know how many days I spent signing books, because I signed all of the books that we sold during the pre-order period, and I think that was like a week straight. I'd sat in one chair and signed books. I had to do like an hour and a half, and then I needed a break, and then I did an hour, and then I needed a break. So otherwise my hand would start to cramp. But it's a beautiful thing, and we appreciate it so much, all the enthusiasm for the new book. So that was right at the end of August, and then the weekend before Labor Day, in end of August, we had our first annual tent sale, and that was a big hit. That was just one of the most exciting, fun days that we've had in a long time. And guess what? This is definitely going to be an annual thing, for sure. We have big ideas for the next one. We will announce the date in plenty of time. Not quite yet, but very soon, so that if you have plans to travel this late summer, fall, we will have that down for you if you want to come check out Minnesota in early fall. It's a beautiful place to be. So we will have that for you. So in September, we had our themed shows. We had a Halloween show. We had a Christmas show with numerous quilts and sewn items and lots of inspiration from fabrics and small projects, table runners, and all of those things. I also did a show dedicated to flannel with lots of tips and suggestions, and I even showed you how to piece a backing from 3 yards of one flannel fabric and using a panel for the center of it. I love this panel and I love this fabric so much, so I had to make the backing first, and then I made the quilt afterwards. That's just sometimes that works that way. I also did another free pattern and tutorial in September for this really cute treat bag, the Old Salem treat bag. Very simple, great to use, a panel print to make a fun, quick bag. And this one was, of course, glow in the dark, so extra special. And I have to say, Johan took his little treat bag out trick-or-treating, even though it was almost as big as himself. And it's funny that there's Nerds in there, because his newest favorite candy is Nerds. I honestly don't understand Nerds. It's just little pieces of sugar in different colors. Is there a flavor? Maybe there's fruit flavors.
That's most
something.
cake.
Yeah. All right, so we did another free pattern and tutorial in October. That was our Border Up table runner that we did using those really handy but sometimes perplexing order prints, but there's nothing perplexing about this runner. It's so quick to make, and I know people are going to be making this one for years to come, hopefully, whenever you see a cute little border print. All right, so the highlight of October was, of course, the highly anticipated Christmas in Europe big reveal. So Christmas in Europe was revealed, last steps. We had a reveal show on October 18th, and that kind of closed the chapter of 14 months of sewing and even more months of anticipation, because it'll be 2 years this February since we introduced the project. So I'm seeing more and more Christmas in Europe quilts come together, and I'm sure I'm going to see way more coming as we enter this new year and finishing it for next Christmas. So that's just a beautiful thing. My favorite part about Christmas in Europe feedback is that you guys love your quilts, but you love telling the story of the blocks to the people that you show the quilt to. And that's what I love, that it's more than just a quilt. It's more than just the block. So it actually has a story and an experience tied to it. And so it makes you smile when you look at it. It makes you smile when you talk about the blocks. So that's all that I ask for. And I just love that. November started us off in Houston. And so we did some live shows right from our booth at Houston. We did Quilt Market. This is our Quilt Market booth. And then we did Quilt Festival. And saw lots of people at festival, and so maybe some of you are seeing us for the first time in Houston this year, and so hopefully you'll be continuing to follow us and watch our shows, because we have fun over here, don't we? I think we're showing that. The rest of November and the first half of December was, of course, focused on our 2022 Advent projects. Now, this is a series of 4 free patterns and tutorials, small, quick little items for you to make through this holiday season leading up to the holiday season. And we had the bowl cozies, the window zip, pot holders, and then our final project was the GEasy gift bag, which that one is something that I know I'll be making throughout the year whenever I need a fast little wrap, because I can never find gift wrap at home when I need it. So this way, when you can just create the exact size of a gift bag that you need, it's a beautiful thing. And just know, we have now 12 different Advent projects, because this was the 3rd year we did this. Everybody loved our Advent box, so we were able to open a little bit of a surprise right before each tutorial. And so we will be repeating that this coming year for sure. All right, so we just this last week, finishing off December, we announced our virtual retreat for 2023. Ahoy, matey. We are going on a virtual cruise this coming March 2023. We have 2 sessions.
All aboard.
Captain HP is ready for all the fun. But I think, if looking back at this year, I think this was a lot, wasn't it? This was a lot.
A few things.
And this was just mentioning the highlights. So much more. But let's take a look at our retreat, since we're talking about retreat. Still have some spots open, of course. We just opened up, sign up right before Christmas. And so this will take place over Zoom, 3 full days of fun, 2 brand new quilts that I'll be teaching, the Nikki quilt and the Ariel, all using the same bundle. And actually, I'll be teaching you 1 more quilt that you'll be seeing later. And that includes a technique of making flying geese using your Stripology rulers. So that is going to be well worthwhile. Of course, the kit, when you register for retreat, you pick your session first. And then when you click on your session that you want, you make sure to go and to the drop-down menu and pick your kit. So we have this one that's shown right there is the one that I made the first quilts out of. Unfortunately, that one is sold out. We have a couple of kits sold out, but lots of beautiful options still. Let's look at some of those beautiful options. We'll be showing you lots of these quilts, these color options in the coming few days into the new year, because we are working on some. This is Hibiscus Hummingbird. We have Create for a more modern monochromatic. We have Pansies Posies. And we have With a Flourish, beautiful, softer hues. We have something for everybody, I think. This is Prairie Dreams, some blues and gold. We have Sunflower Garden, rich, beautiful, rich colors. We have very soft colors in the Happiness Blooms, some Robin's Egg Blue and Sage Greens and Charcoals. Some really fun, funky, bright colors in Windsong Meadows. And same with the Cool Breeze, great geometric prints, no flowers in this one. And then we have Hikari, which is our Asian-inspired bundle with a little bit of gold metallic. And then, of course, our romantic Mon Cheri, French-inspired bundle with blues, reds, and yellows. And we're actually going to take a deeper look at this one. We have this bundle here today. So, speaking of, the quilt behind me is our Nikki quilt made out of the Pansies Posies. Yes, I told you I was working on that one. I don't have the aerial done quite yet, but you will be seeing it. This is just a top, but I thought I'd hang it up. It's so cool. And I love that we just have these beautiful rich greens and purples, lavenders, violets. And it creates kind of a secondary pattern if you want it to. It was very fun to make. Here's the other Nikki we have, just a top. This one is being quilted too. This is from the Happiness Blooms. Very beautiful, soft colors. So, and the aerial version of this one is just stunning. So is the Hibiscus Hummingbird with a gray background. Love that. So, any questions on the retreat? I just want to say don't hesitate. Don't wait too long because spots are kind of going out, and I always know as we enter into the new year, things start getting kind of wild. But hopefully we'll have a spot for anybody that wants to. And we'll be talking more and announcing more things about retreat later on. Do you see any questions pop up? All right, so let's talk about our next order of business, and that is our GEasy class packs. Maybe you forgot about the class packs in all of this Christmas wildness, but we released this back in November, our class packs, which is our first volume is Katrina and Zoe class. So these are video classes that you can take over time. Your first video will be released into your account this coming Friday. So you'll be getting an email from me with all the instructions and how to join our Facebook group for the forum. This first video will be talking about your fabric selections, what to think about for each one. So a real study in how to, make each quilt successful. But also, if this extra bonus, if you wanted to use one half-yard bundle to make both quilts. So that will include that and all the cutting instructions, cutting video for that. And then our first class will be released in your account in January. So it'll be released every week. And I wanted to say, if you haven't signed up yet, the special pricing will only be valid until through Thursday. So as soon as we start, the price goes to the normal price.
The quilt behind you.
That quilt on the side here, that is a Zoe quilt. So that is one of the quilts in the class pack. And so it's a great deal because we get 2 full classes. And then after each 3 sessions for Katrina, we have a full day where we do live Zoom sessions. So you can have a chance to come on live, ask questions live, and interact. You can show me things. And then we do the Zoe in February, and we follow that also with a live Zoom session. So even if it's just a visit to say hi, I just love that. I'm very excited for this new format of teaching. So any questions on either of those?
What's the date and when is the Zoom class?
So we have I think I have my schedule right here. Let me just grab it somewhere. I have it somewhere. It's just a question in the pile where. It's always in a very good spot. But, oh, here it is. Got it. Woohoo. So, January 11th. So we do our first video gets to you on Friday, like I said, December 30th. And where you get the patterns and the cutting videos and all that whole thing. And then we start January 11th. We'll do part 1 of Katrina. And then January 18th and 25th will be parts 2 and 3. And then the Zoom day is February 1st. And then we do Zoe. That's February 8th, 15th, and 22nd. And then our live Zoom day is March 1st. So it's really, really a fun format. And
So
I
exciting.
Cannot wait to see how that turns out.
That's
and
a full year of lots of stuff.
It's lots of stuff. But you know what? It's just all beautiful. I just want to keep everybody quilting. That's really what the motive is, really, truly. All right. What fabric is Zoe? This is from Slow Stroll. Slow Stroll is a motor line. Not sure if we still have that bundle. We did. I haven't been watching the inventories very closely, but we did have that bundle. There's so many options for Zoe quilts. Well, for both Katrina and Zoe, if you wanted to use the same one. Little hint, sneak peek. I will be making so I'm going to be making a few. I always do a few. So I'll be making a couple of Zoes, a couple of Katrinas. But the one that I'm making from the same bundle, the 2 quilts I'm making from the same bundle, I'm going to be using Nutmeg, the one that just kind of came in. It's a basic gray motor line. Basic gray is always a favorite, and Nutmeg really reminds me of cider. That was really popular. So I'm excited about that one. So you'll get to see more, whether you take the class packs or not, you'll get to see our progress, I'm sure. What time is it? So this is not live. So these videos, what time on the 30th, they will just appear in your account. So you will get an email when they're available, or just you can go to GEquiltScience.com, log into your account, and go to My Downloadable Files. You click on the class pack, and you'll see a new video, and then PDFs that will have all your patterns to get ready. So none of those are actual live events. They will just be pre-recorded and come into your account, except for the live Zoom day. And we will get you an email with all of those dates and links to join those sessions. I can't remember if I signed up for the class pack. Can I email the helpline to find out? Of course. You can always just log onto your account and click on My Downloadable Files and see if they're there. See if it's there. If it's not, you probably didn't. But you can always double check by emailing help@gequiltdesigns.com. They are all so very helpful, and will answer your emails. How many half yards do you need to make both quilts? So that is all in your, so when you signed up, or when you purchased the class, one PDF is in your account, and that is this one. That is the schedule and the fabric requirements if you wanted to use bundles. Now, once you get the patterns, you will get the exact fabric requirements for individual quilts if you just wanted to use it just like it is in the book. But because we don't start until the 11th, so you have plenty of time to get ready. Plenty of time to get ready. I didn't sleep much last night. When was I up? 4?
We take quick naps.
Yeah, we sleep in spurts. I tell you what, though, we slept a lot. The week after the wedding, well, after everybody left, we slept for 3 days, pretty much.
For sure.
We got some good sleep over the Christmas weekend. So then we're geared up and ready to go. But I had to go to the airport really early this morning, so then of course I can't go to sleep after that. My brain was already going, so guess what I was doing? Zoom, zoom. I was up here sewing. Love it. Bundle Club shipment, next one is coming up, January 20th. So we're very excited. Fabric is in the house. So prep is starting right in the new year. Cannot wait for to share that with you guys. But anyways, I wanted to also mention we kicked off our holiday sale this Friday before Christmas. And so our holiday sale is on our holiday fabrics, select holiday fabrics, up to 50% off. They vary, the discount varies. The discounted price is reflected, and so go check it out. It's 1 yard, 3 yards, panels, kits, bundles, while supplies last. And so the sale will go on through January 1st. So check it out, great deals. And I know a lot of you have been kind of stocking up to make presents for next year, maybe using some of those Advent projects. So it's a beautiful thing. Don't miss out on that, to double check that. But I've got two beautiful bundles to show you today. Very unique, both of them. One of them is one of our retreat options. It's the Mon Cheri. So I'm going to start with Mon Cheri. Let's see. It is from Riley Blake, and I love the colorway that I stuck with, just really 3 colors. Here is the main print, so it's beautiful florals. I love this kind of a dusty blue main background here. So it has those yellows, and the reds are really nice and warm, kind of pinkish reds. So this is the main print. And then we go into some more blues, and I balanced it really nicely with 4 into 4s. So nice little geometric triangles. Then we have this looks like cherry blossoms to me, although I have not seen them in real life. That's on my bucket list. Nice little geometric print with diamonds, so a little direction to it. Going into the yellows, we have the cherry blossoms of the beautiful yellow color. It's such a beautifully bright, but not too bright yellow. We have the geometric print, and then of course, we have to have the Cheri, little cherries. We have the triangle print, so white on the yellow. And then we go into our third colorway, which is this beautiful red, pinkish red color. And I love that it includes the other one. It includes a little bit of blue and of course a little bit of yellow. So then we have the tone-on-tone triangles. We have this really cute small floral with the blue blossoms and the red and pink flowers and some yellow leaves, and finish it off with the diamond geometric print in the red. So this is Mon Cheri, just a little bit of cherries, and we do have the blue main print, the floral in the lake color, available in 1 yards. But other prints that I pulled in, we'll start with the blues. We have the spectrostatic and the dusty blue. And then a little bit lighter, bumbleberries and the light blue for some of those lighter tones. For the yellows, a little bit darker, the Canvas Sunshine. And then a lighter version with a little bit of white in it is the Chalk and Charcoal in the Buttercup. And then I chose 2 reds as well. A little bit darker one with a Grunge Flamingo. I love this warm pinkish red. And then Jack's Tiger Lily with a little bit of that light pink in there as well. Now, if you wanted to do a background, we have another print. So that little triangle print that we have in all 3 colors also comes in a white with yellow triangles. So there's little yellow triangles on this print. So we have that available in 1 yard as well. But if you wanted a really clean background, I would recommend the grunge white paper. Has a little bit of texture, not too white. And then if you wanted to do something that would require a focus fabric, maybe something that's not in the line, like for a narrow border, some sashing or something like that, I went with a grunge holly because there is so much green everywhere in all the prints, but it's nowhere in a print, so that would be a perfect focus color. So this is our Mon Cheri, of course, one of our options for the retreat. Can you just imagine how gorgeous this will be in the Nikki pattern and the Ariel? I think it would make a really beautiful, beautiful quilt. Gorge. Just such a romantic feel, but still with that little edge, I think, a little touch of something unique.
Someone said you missed a big thing this year.
I did?
Yeah.
What was it?
Our wedding.
Oh, we didn't talk about our wedding. Oh my gosh. How did I not talk about that?
Well, it's not really a quilting.
It wasn't really
event.
on the show. No,
right.
That's true. I was really just doing what was on the show. So on Friday, Happy Friday show is really our year-end show. We're going to celebrate the year and bring in the new year. So that's when we'll, talk about and reminisce about our favorite things this year. Not necessarily what was on Tipsy Tuesday. Right?
10-4.
10-4. All right, so our other line is very, very unique. And this is a lady that I've been a fan of for a long time. Her name is Stephanie Brandenburg. She started a fabric company called Fran Design Studios and made her own fabric for a really long time. Very big artsy prints. Check this out. And now she is working with Northcott. So her designs are more readily available. So this is a panel, but it's just really this cool art print with big drops. And I love this black and white. So this is the panel. And then she pulls from all of these colors. So I'm going to take this out of the way and show you. We put together an 8-piece bundle of this. This one is called Eau De Parfum. So I'm trying to do this real French. But these are just really beautiful art prints. And so they can be used in so many ways. You know how I've often talked about prints like this where you can take little pieces of it, and if you cut it up, you get so many different elements from one print. So these are just really, honestly, collectibles too. So we put them all together in an 8-piece half-yard bundle just for collection or whatever. So for example, this one will start off with a lot of red, and then it finishes off with really a rainbow. And so it's just so cool and so unique. I really haven't seen anything like it. We have the blue with the dots. So a little bit brighter blue colors. And then we have the same print as we had the red, but with more of the blue colors and into the greens. Look how cool that is. And nothing seems like wherever you cut, you get a different cut and a different vibe. So here we have some of the lighter blue, some teal coming in, turquoise, and there's these beautiful greens. But you can kind of see different things in the different colors, and that's what I love about her prints. You can just look at them for a long time. And then the other version, one other version of that ombre one. So we have the gold with the deep blues, teals, and then it finishes back in the golds. So cool. And then we got the golds represented here. Kind of these beautiful camel gold and greens, olive greens. So it's really just the two prints alternating and then in these different colors. I'm finishing it off with the green color. So just so rich and pretty. So this is Eau De Parfum. But don't think you have to like take all of them and put them all into one quilt. So here's the panel again. See how great it is to throw some white with it? Some black and white. It just looks really incredible. So I'm going to just put a little bit of this over here on the top as I show you my fabric pull. Of course, I did a fabric pull. So starting with kind of these blues. There's so many hues of blue that I went with 3. The grunge and the new navy has a little bit of purple to it, so it will kind of go with all 3 of these and blend in. The bumbleberries and the dark blue has more of the purples and the blues together. And then the midwinter blue has more of the medium blue tones. But I love the texture of bumbleberries because it has the lights and the darks. For the greens, I went with the thatched in the sprig for more of the olive tones everywhere. And then the floral elements and the lettuce, something bright to go with the more chartreuse tones. Some gold, chalk and charcoal in the wheat, and then also the geo in the custard. And this is from, I think this is from Nutmeg. And then we had to throw in some purple, the canvas in the plum. It's perfect with that. Or a little bit brighter, the spotted iris. So then I threw in just some black, just to tone with this black here. The canvas ebony has that same texture, very artsy texture, so I would use something like that as a focus print. And then I threw in a red too, even though none of the prints are fully red, but as you saw, there's a lot of red. And this red really works best, I think, and that's the canvas in the Merlot. So this is my pull for the beautiful Eau De Parfum by Stephanie Brandenburg. Just love this, or Fran Designs. Absolutely love it. Very, very artsy. Yeah. I really want to play with this when I'm done playing with everything else. There's so much that I'm working on. It's wild, but it's so much fun. All right, so that is our new fabric of the day. Last Tipsy fabric of the year. Tipsy fabric.
Nice.
So do you have our winner, Mr. HP?
I sure do.
From our live comments.
Let's get a little drum roll going on.
I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas holiday weekend, and hope that none of you were highly affected by the wild weather. Our winner is Mary Ellen Ruther. Congratulations, Mary Ellen. All you got to do is send us an email to help@GEasy, and we will get you that gift card right away. Congrats. Yay. So, yes, speaking of weather, been pretty wild, and I hope Buffalo and all of you are coming out of the snow, and it didn't affect you too badly. It was cold everywhere. We had 30 degrees down to the upper 30s here in Florida, which was interesting watching the folks how they dressed on their walk around our neighborhood. Some were wearing shorts, others were wearing all their winter gear. It was interesting. But let's finish it off with our giveaway question for our second chance to win a $25 gift card. And I asked this last year too. What will be the first quilt you finish in 2023? Do you know? Are you almost done with something? Well, I think my first finish will be the Nikki that I got pieced, and it's in the race with some others that are halfway pieced. There'll be a few fast finishes. And of course, I got asked about this last week, I think. Is there going to be a quilt along anytime soon?
Ooh, what?
On top of everything we got going on, class packs and retreats, we're still going to do quilt along. So just stay tuned for next couple of weeks and you'll find out all about it. All about it. All right, so make sure you answer the question to be entered in our giveaway, and then come join us next week. Our next Tipsy Tuesday, first Tipsy Tuesday of the new year, will be January 3rd. January 3rd. It is the 3rd at 7 p.m. Central Time. And then our Happy Friday show this coming Friday. That's December 30th. That's our last show of the year. We're going to toast the new year.
Okay, wait a minute.
What?
I got the wrong dates here. Did you have the wrong dates before?
Not until I finished the document. You may have been a little eager and written it in before I finished.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Life is good.
December 30th is our Friday show. Come toast the new year with us. We'll reminisce a little bit about our favorite things, and we won't forget about our wedding. We promise. And then just wishing everybody health and happiness and lots of love for 2023.
Love.
We've got some love babies coming, lots of babies coming early next year. Very excited about that. But that's it for our show today. Hope you have enjoyed this time between Christmas and New Year's. Always this kind of interesting time. And enjoy these last few days of the year. And we'll see you on Friday for a little toast. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.